Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Curtis. Today we're going to be drawing Chinese lanterns inspired by the decorations used for the Chinese New Year. Now, the first thing you have to decide for your Chinese lantern is what shape you're going to draw. Here's some examples of different shapes. You don't have to use one of these shapes. You can completely make up your own. But once you decide on your shape, that's going to determine which way your paper is going to be turned. So if I decide that I'm going to do this kind of wide shape like this, then my paper is going to be turned the long way, or landscape. If I decide that I'm going to do a lantern that's shaped more like this one, then I'm going to make sure to turn my paper the tall way because my lantern is going to be taller than it is wide. That's really important in your very first decision that you're going to make. All right, I think that I am going to make my lantern more like this one right here. Now again, you don't have to pick any of the ones on this paper. You can come up with your own shape. Just make sure that you draw big and that it's turned the right way on your paper. Okay, I'm going to switch to my Sharpie so you can see it on the screen. I'm going to start out by just drawing the shape of the lantern. I'm not going to add any of the detail lines inside of it, and you'll see why here in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to start at the very top of my paper, and I'm going to create a little more of a 3D effect. So I'm going to actually start with a really skinny oval like this. And then I'm going to put two lines, one on each side going down. That's going to give me more of a 3D effect. This one in the picture is a little bit flat. I want it to look more three-dimensional. All right, now I'm going to draw both sides of the lantern. When you do this, you want to do the best job that you can making them symmetrical. That means the same on both sides. So I'm going to draw a curve here going down. It's kind of like a jar. And then a curve here going down. And then I'm going to make it round coming in. And I'm going to stop right about here because at the bottom, I want to put that same curve that I had at the top. So I'm going to add that little extension piece coming straight down. And then I'm going to add a curve going across. And you can see in these pictures, they have some tassels and different things hanging from them. So if you want to add something like that to yours, you can certainly do that. This one doesn't have anything, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of detailing going down towards the bottom of my page. There we go. Looks just like that. Now, again, I'm not going to put these vertical lines through here. And if you decide to do one of these, you don't want to put any of these inside lines in yet. So now that I have the shape of my lantern, I'm ready to start adding the designs. And what I've done for you is on Canvas, I have given you some examples of different lanterns with different pictures that you can decide to do. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we are inside of the Chinese lantern Canvas page. You can see all the history we talked about earlier. And we're going to keep going all the way towards the bottom. And it says, it's step number 4, check out the examples for ideas on how to draw or design your lantern. Now, this one is all about the shapes and sizes. It's the same paper I was using for my example. But if you scroll through the slides, you're going to see a ton of different examples of different patterns that you can use, different pictures that you can add onto it. Here's some in colors. So you can get some ideas of different colors that you might want to use. Here's one with a tree branch coming across and some birds. And I think this is the one that I'm going to do on mine. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. But I also included some pictures of different dragons. We know from the videos that the dragon is a very important symbol in Chinese culture. It symbolizes good luck. So you might decide to put a dragon on your lantern. And then it also talked about the rabbit being another really important symbol. So I added a picture of a rabbit in there too. And you are certainly welcome to look up other images that you might want to use on yours. But these are some examples. And again, you just kind of scroll through using these arrows to find the different pictures. All right, I'm going to do that one with the birds and the tree branches. So that's what I'm going to be doing on mine. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to start by starting to draw those tree branches kind of coming in from the side. And I'm just going to kind of draw these kind of wiggly type lines going out and across. Maybe one coming down this way. Let's seal that up. And then I might even draw one coming out from this direction. So I'm drawing that tree branch, and then I'm also going to add that little bird to my picture. So I'm going to be drawing that little bird that's sitting in the tree branch. So I'm adding lots of details, just like we saw in the pictures. His little legs and his little feet coming down. Get his little eyeball here. And there's one little, oh, a wing. Don't forget the wing. Little bird there. And then maybe another little bird up here sitting in the tree. Oops, you know what? I gave him a little bit of human eye there. That's okay. I think my first one was a little bit better, but that's okay. If I were using a pencil, I might try to erase it and fix that detail. But you know what? I'm working in Sharpie. It's okay. All right. Now I've got my main part of my design drawn. I am ready to start or go back a step, and I'm going to add the folds from on the lantern. So that's for those lines that were either going vertically across or horizontal, depending on the type you did. So in the background behind my design, I'm going to add those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second curve here up here at the top, and another one down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to create these lines going down. And as I go down my drawing, I'm going to hit the pictures that I made and kind of skip over them and then keep going to the opposite side of my drawing. So we're making the illusion that those designs are actually sticking on top of our lantern. It's going to create this kind of nice 3D effect on our lantern. And there it is. I've added those lines into that. All right. You are going to spend the rest of your art time today working on the shape of your lantern and the designs that you're going to add. Then we'll talk again tomorrow, and we'll talk about adding color to these. All right. I cannot wait to see what you create. Have fun designing your lantern, and I will see you tomorrow for part 2. See you later. Bye.